When you're over 50
or 60 or 70,
you probably have at least one grandchild, maybe more. Or if not, you probably soon will.
creating lasting memories with a grandchild is something we should all think about doing.
Kids today are so overscheduled. And if we want to spend time with our grandchildren, we're going to have to schedule it.
It's just like our adult friends.
Right.
If we want to spend time with them, what do we have to do?
Put it on the calendar.
So how do we spend time with our grandchildren that will be fun and memorable? Because let's be honest, we want our grandchildren to remember us long after we're gone.
Yeah, I think it starts with being very intentional about spending quality time with them. And we've got some great ideas that we're going to share with you that you're going to want to try with your grandchildren.
I remember my grandmother, who was a teacher, would take me to the library, show me how to check out books. We'd read the books, practice cursive writing.
Which they don't teach anymore.
No, but also she would teach me how to knit, crochet, even how to tap, which is something a lot of people don't do these days. But I learned how to do all of that, and it was really important to know that.
My grandmother had an old rocking chair where she would sit on the porch and shell peas, and she would teach me how to shell peas. Now that I think about it, she was probably getting me to help her with the chores for dinner. But it doesn't matter. It was a memory that I had. She also would show me how to take a pecan, put it under the rocker of the chair and lean forward, and it would crack the pecan open. And I thought I was so special for knowing how to do that, but those memories last till today.
Well, I'm not a grandparent yet, but I want to make sure that I am not the boring grandparent.
Oh, I know. I am the boring grandparent. My husband is the fun one. You know, being a kid today is so different than when we were growing up. Yeah. I can just remember long and lazy summer days where we would go exploring in the woods, but our parents would never know where we were or when we were coming back. Oh yeah, come back before the street lights came on. Or we might go riding bikes for hours.
Playing kick the can.
Yeah.
Playing touch football, or just swinging on swing sets. Do they even have those anymore?
I'm not sure they do. It seems like those carefree times are long over. And if we want to spend time with our grandchildren, we're going to have to schedule it.
Joe, your husband had a great idea for spending time with your granddaughter. Tell us what he did.
Well, our grandparent names are Mo and Joe. And he came up with the idea of Camp Mo, where he dedicates a specific time each week to spend with his granddaughter, usually once a week.
So how long are these sessions?
90 minutes to 2 hours, depending on the activity. But we're lucky that we live in the same town as our granddaughter.
If you live farther away, you could do these sessions a week at a time.
Yeah.
And just do 90-minute sessions every day.
Yeah, you could customize it according to what your family needs are.
I love some of the ideas that Mo has come up with. They're kind of educational, right?
Yeah, I think it started with Mo just thinking about the things his grandparents taught him growing up, like fishing.
Or telling time, or tying shoes.
Right. Simple life skills that seemed so critical when we were growing up, like telling time. Well, kids don't need to tell analog time anymore because they have digital clocks everywhere.
Well, with tying shoes, most younger kids have shoes that have Velcro on them.
Right. We had to buy our granddaughter a pair of lace-up shoes just so she could practice tying. But she had such a feeling of accomplishment when she finally mastered it.
I love the fact that everything is so intentional. It's like writing a lesson plan and making sure that you go through that lesson plan to get to the end result.
Yes, and don't forget that a lot of these skills that are so new require a lot of repetition. Plan time each week for the skills that need practice.
So there's really no reason to make sure you fill up a 90-minute lesson plan. You need to allow time for practicing and for re-practicing the things you learned in previous plans, right?
Right. Structure is key, but also flexibility is key. Be prepared that something that you think may take 10 minutes to teach may take 20, or it may take 5.
So basically you're saying overplan your lesson.
Right.
That way, if you go through things pretty quickly, you'll have plenty to do and you can hold your child's attention. But if not, you can bump some things to the next lesson and just keep going.
Exactly.
Okay.
Overplan. I would suggest starting with reviewing what you learned in the last session, then move on to new material or new activities, and right before the end of that session, review what you learned that day.
It seems to me the best thing to do when you're starting this is to look at the things you like to do as a grandparent.
Yes.
I like to sail, so maybe my husband and I would do a camp where we're teaching grandkids how to tie knots and to
Yes.
learn about wind direction, things like that.
Right. And my husband, and yours for that matter too, is an Eagle Scout. So it's a natural thing to take our granddaughter on a nature walk where they're collecting leaves, because he can identify virtually any tree by the bark or the leaves.
Yeah, that's a true story.
So it's a natural thing. So it doesn't have to be complicated.
It's important to focus on those things that come to you just second nature. Mm-hmm. So if you can take your kids out and catch fireflies or go to the lake and
or lightning bugs in the South.
Yes.
We say lightning
Yes.
bugs.
Or go to the lake and see a dam, just to see the things around you. It doesn't have to be a really big experience.
Yeah, or just planting a tree. And that idea has the added benefit of being able to watch the tree grow together through the years. Simple.
Yeah, my daughter, I made her plant stuff out in our yard, and she thought I was punishing her. 2 years later, those things really started coming in, and the flowers were growing. She realized that she got to see the fruits of her labor and realized it was not punishment, but indeed it was a really good lesson in learning how to do things like that.
And she will always remember y'all planting that together. My husband will remember planting a tree together with his granddaughter, and I hope she will.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be anything exciting, just simple, everyday experiences that you can teach your grandkids.
And it doesn't have to cost anything. Sometimes it's the things that are free that are the most valuable.
But I do think it would be kind of nice to throw in a few things that are a little more fun or exciting, just to keep the pace going.
My husband bought our granddaughter a pocket knife. Now, caution, you need to check with the parent. And it depends on the readiness of each child, the age, how responsible they are. But that was something that he remembered getting from a grandparent, and he gave that to her. So now they're going to practice whittling.
So I'm an accountant. I think one of the things we can teach our grandkids is how to handle money.
Of course.
I think that's a big deal. And,
It is.
you know, at our house, it was you need to know how to make change. You need to know how to check the prices of things before you walk up to the cash register, because I can tell you, when shopping with two daughters, they just want the pretty thing. They never look at what tag
cost
says.
is.
And I always would say, well, how much is it? And they'd be, well, I don't know. And I'm like, well,
And
I don't
can
know.
they count the change if,
Yes.
you know, to make sure that they're not being overcharged?
So teaching them things like that, and even maybe teaching children how to tithe, how to save money back, how to put some money in a savings account, some to tithe, and then some that's fun money. And they have to start learning these things at a young age. That's what we did with our kids. I know with my grandkids, I would definitely do that.
And this is where value system comes into all the things that you want to teach your grandchildren. It could be about managing money, or it could be about your faith. It could be about any of the value systems that you have that were important to you growing up that you want to pass on.
Absolutely. And we have a list of several other ideas you can use for Grandparent Camp, and you can see those in the description.
The key to making your grandparent camp a success is to plan it well in advance of the summer. Put it on the calendar so it's a date that's not likely to be broken. Overplan the number of experiences you hope to have or skills you want to teach. Keep it short. The attention span of a little one is limited. And review often.
So what ideas do you have for Grandparent Camp? We would love to hear your ideas because everyone can benefit from them. Just put them in the comments below.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.